ahead and get started. We're going to start in an easy seat against the wall. So this practice is going to be mostly utilizing the wall. So make sure you have a little bit of space that you can use. Feel free to grab on your mat. Also, feel free to wear a sweatshirt or something nice and warm, or have a blanket handy that you can cover yourself up with at any point, just to kind of relax and keep your muscles nice and warm. So we'll just start in that easy seat, and then lightly press your back against the wall. Let your shoulders come back against the wall. Back of the head rests against the wall, and just close over your eyes. Let your shoulders relax. Feel nice and supported against that wall. But don't be afraid to lean back. Maybe push gently, especially if you had a kind of a stressful day. Need to feel a little grounded. Need to feel a little more supported. Close over those eyes. Let's start to find that breath. That nice, easy, gentle, relaxing breath. Breathing in through your nose. And gently out through your nose. Nice, deep breath in. Gently let it go. Just come to find that nice rhythm to your breath. Feel a sense of ease in your body, so just allow it to start to soften. Start to release the tension. So I'd like to read you a quote. You are confined only by the walls you build yourself. Taking a few more rounds of breath here. Maybe your gaze, your eyes start to peek open just a little. Gaze can be down toward your mat. Just notice your breath. Is your breath still short and quick? Can you lengthen it out? Let's take one more breath in. Nice long exhale, just let it go. Good. We're gonna gently walk our hands forward, coming into Sphinx pose. So we're gonna bring our knees toward the wall, that your shins are against the wall, and come to land down onto your belly. Depending how your back feels, you can come down, rest your forehead down onto your hands, or you can stay a little taller, bringing those shoulders right above your elbows, or maybe even walk your elbows out a little bit, or a little back. Let the belly kind of drop down toward your mat, find that release there. Gaze can be straightforward, or maybe you let your neck relax, bringing your head down. And feel that softness in your belly. Just kind of let it sink down. Stay with that rhythm of your breath. Finding that softness in your body. Let your legs relax. So if they feel a little tense, your glutes are engaged. So you can just soften your legs, even just kind of move them around. Maybe sway those hips a little side to side. Just let them settle in. rounds of breath here. Find a little more release. We're going to start to slowly come out. So if you haven't already, walk your elbows forward. Bring the chest all the way down into your mat. Stack your hands. You can rest one cheek down or your forehead down. We'll just take pause here for a moment. Slowly letting our back readjust. Then when you're ready, just drop your feet to one side. Maybe roll onto that right side. And we'll slowly lift up tall. We'll take a quick child's pose again just to lengthen out the back. So bring your knees nice and wide. Let your hips come back toward your heels. Just outstretch those arms. Take a nice deep breath in. Really fill up your lungs. Exhale, allow that chest to soften. We'll slowly lift our hips. Come facing the wall, so turn around. Knees can be about hips width apart, maybe a little wider. Have a little space, maybe about 2 feet or so in front of the wall. We're going to bring our hands up nice and high, and then just bring your chest toward that wall. Good. You might want to come a little closer so your chest actually hits the wall. Arms can stay reaching up nice and tall. Take a few rounds of breath here. Nice deep breath in. Nice long breath out. And then slowly make your way away from the wall. Just bring your shoulders right above your hips. Hands can come down. And let that back lengthen out. When you're ready, we're going to come to standing. So come up to standing. Placing your palms onto the wall, walk your feet back. Good. We're going to find our hinge at our hips. So walk your feet back enough that you can grab onto that wall. And your hips are over your heels. Feel free to stay here with your chest a little more parallel to the ground. You can find a little more of the shoulder stretch, a little more back bend by bringing that chest down. Good, stretching out those shoulders. Might intensify the stretch in the hamstrings, so if your hamstrings are really tight, feel free to bend those knees. Staying with that rhythm of your breath. Release the tension in the shoulders. If your toes are digging into your mat, because your hamstrings are tight, wiggle around those toes and just simply bend your knees. Let's take a nice breath in. Breath out. Slowly lift your chest a little more parallel to the ground. And then slowly come up tall. Walk your feet toward the wall. Let your arms just come along your side. Feel free to roll those shoulders out a few times. We'll spin around. Bring our seat against the wall. Feel free to bring your feet pretty close. Maybe there's about 6 inches or so between the wall and your heels. Again, just let your back rest against the wall. Arms can be along your side. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, fold forward. So feel free to walk your feet whatever most comfortable for you. Find that nice bend to your knees and just let those hands hang down, keeping your seat against the wall. You clasp onto those elbows. Let the elbows draw down and lengthen out your back. Let there be a softness to your neck. So release the tension there. Feel free to shake your head side to side. Shake it no. Circle it around. Let those elbows keep drawing down toward your mat. That upper body feels nice and heavy. I'm going to add a little swaying side to side. Do that. And just notice your toes if they're curling into the mat. Let them be nice and loose. Take a nice breath in. Release your hands halfway left. Just bring your chest up parallel to the ground. And then slowly bend your knees, come all the way down onto your mat. We'll come onto our back. So flip over onto your back. Bring your seat pretty close to the wall because we're going to bring our legs up the wall right away. So I like to come right against the hip against the wall and just lay back. Flip those legs up and kind of center myself. Feel free to scoot your seat closer to the wall, or you can stay a little farther back. Up to you. Butterfly. So we'll bring the soles of our feet together. Let the knees come wide. You can have a long butterfly or let those heels kind of drop down. Feel free to grab onto those ankles, knees. You can even gently push your knees toward the wall. Not too forceful, just a nice little push. Just hold here. And as you're here, maybe your heels sink a little closer toward your seat. Allow those shoulders to be relaxed on your mat, so feel free to move those around. Staying with that nice rhythm of your breath. You can stay here in butterfly if that feels good for you, or you can extend that left leg out to the side. Into the straddle, let that left heel come down. Notice if that changes your hip flexors, if it feels different. If there's any tension in those hips or in that lower back, glutes, so you can just let them soften. You're also welcome to have a folded up blanket. Maybe bring your hips on that folded up blanket just for a little extra cushion. Let's switch legs. So bring that left heel coming back into that butterfly. And we'll switch to the other side. So right leg goes nice and long. Back into butterfly. Let's bring the right foot back to meet the left. And then just gently bring your knees together. You can extend your legs up the wall. Feel free to bounce those knees a few times if you need a little more release in those hips. We'll come into figure four legs. So we'll take that left ankle across to your right. You can cross more by the thigh. Bending this right knee, you bring that left leg toward you. If this is too much, feel free to move your seat back or come a little farther away from the wall. Or don't come down as far with this right foot. Arms can be along your side, maybe to your lower belly, maybe on your heart. Soften the left leg. As you're here, feel free to walk that right foot down a little bit more. Or if it's good where it is, just leave it there. Take a few more rounds of breath. Slowly lengthen that right leg back up your wall. Maybe pause here. And then unwrap. Let the left foot come back onto the wall. Lengthening out. And we'll come to the other side. So right ankle across that left leg. Feel free to stay here with the leg long, or bring that left heel down. Kind of pushing that right foot a little more towards your chest. This side might feel a little different. This hip might be a little more tight, might be a little more loose. those minor adjustments. Either lengthen the leg, move your seat away from the wall, or maybe bring that heel down. Allow that right leg to soften, especially in that hip flexor. Take a few more breaths here. Really into that discomfort. Release a little more on the exhale. Slowly let that left foot work its way up the wall. Again, just take pause before you uncross your legs. When you're ready, unwrap. Let that right heel come back onto your wall. Then we'll slowly bend both knees, bringing the heels down. So your knees are kind of over your hips, maybe a little forward, not much. Arms could come nice and wide. Let's drop both feet over to that left side. Your feet can stay against the wall. Gaze can drop to the right side. If this is too much, again, feel free to move away from the wall a little bit, so your knees are a little more in line with your hips rather than above. Feel free to start to close over those eyes. Staying with that rhythm of your breath. Let's walk both feet back up the wall to center. And then we'll walk them over to the right side. And let the knees come down. Feet can stay against the wall. Or again, if it's too intense, just push your hips away from the wall. Gaze can drop to that left side. Shoulders melt down into your mat. Feel free to cover up, maybe just around the shoulders. Let's walk both feet back to center. And lengthen your legs up the wall. Feel free to scooch a little closer, so you're right up against the wall. Or feel free to stay farther back. If your hamstrings are tight, you might find a little bend to those knees, which is fine. Otherwise, lengthen out those legs. Hands maybe rest on your lower belly. This is going to be our Shavasana for today. I love, love, love this pose. Legs up the wall. I do it all the time. So just settle in. Let your heels be against the wall. Let your upper body just relax and melt down into your mat. Close over those eyes. Just rest. Slowly start to lengthen your breath. Maybe peek open your eyes. And then slowly bend your knees. Just let your feet come down. You might experience a rush in your legs. I love that. And when you're ready, gently roll onto one side. Just come rolling onto your side. Give your legs just a little bit more time to just adjust. When you're ready, slowly push yourself up to an easy seat. We'll bring your back against the wall again. And where we started. And sit up nice and tall. Eyes can be just peeked open, just a touch. Let's take a few breaths here. Place your hands onto your heart. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, side out. Another deep breath in. Let it go.